Morning to all of you, dear students. Today let us start with the session number 2 in engineering ethics. In this session number 2, we are learning about moral issues and variety of moral issues, what is inquiry and types of inquiry in detail. Okay, first comes what is moral issue. So issue means usually we refer the problems related to engineering profession, okay, in the field of engineering, what the problems we face, those are referred here as a issues, and what all those issues, how they are resolved. So morally, which is desirable, morally how we should resolve the issues is desirable one. So this we are learning in the moral issues. Okay. Engineers carry out various activities and decision-making exercises involving technical, financial, managerial, environmental and ethical issues. So issues will be related to where? So we are going to get the issues while decision making, while involving with the technical problems, involved in the financial problems, managerial problems, environmental. So these in all these things we may face certain issues, and how they should be solved morally, that should be studied in the today's topic. Okay, what is meant by moral issue? It can be understood as an issue to be resolved not only by considering the technical stuff but also by keeping the moral values in mind. So now moral issue andre yav riti ನಾವು ತಗೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ the problem facing by getting the solution for that, how not only by technical stuff andre ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ technical knowledge ಇರ್ತದೆ, being engineers will be having the technical knowledge, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ so what we should use, we have to keep the moral values in mind. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಲಾರ್ದಂಗೆ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, so that we call it as a moral resolution for a moral issue. Okay, it would be relevant to know why and how do moral issues arise. So ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ moral issues ಹೇಗೆ ಅರೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ದ moral problems, and in the profession why do people behave unethically. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ engineers, some of the engineers, why do they behave unethically? Unethical ಅಂದ್ರೆ which is a not good behavior, morally it is bad, that we call it as a unethical behavior. Okay. Okay, see here, the question will come in the examination as why and how do moral issues arise in a profession. Otherwise, they may ask why do people behave unethically. So when this question is asked, so you need to answer like this. So there are variety of moral issues. Variety of moral issues for what reason? The reasons for people including the employer and employees behaving unethically may be classified into 3 categories. So yavaga yav riti moral issue arise agtava ant heli, so we have 3 classification. So the first one is resource crunch, second one is opportunity, third one is attitude. So these are some reasons, some classification from which we are going to get moral problems, and then how it is resolved, let us study it. Okay, first resource crunch. So resource crunch means ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ಕೊರತೆ. Crunch ಅಂದ್ರೆ crush. Okay, so crush ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ employees ಗೆ when they feel stressed, when they feel overburdened, ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಓವರ್ ಬರ್ಡನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಸೊ ಆ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾರಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಂಚ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾರೆ. ಸೊ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಂಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳ ಕೊರತೆಗಳಿದ್ದಾಗ then the employees who are working in the organization they feel overburden. Overtime work ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಓವರ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, so that is considered here. So during this situation some of the employees may behave badly. The bad behavior here is referred as unethical behavior. So the reasons are given here. Due to pressure through time limits. So ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಟೈಮ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ ಆರ್ ಬಜೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಡಿಕೆ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ the higher officials or due to money or budget problem or technological problem, there may be certain pressure on the employees, so they need to work overtime. So because of that they feel the crunch, that is crush, overburden. Pressure from government to complete the project in time. So ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ದವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, they will put that pressure to the employees. So employees ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರ. ಸೊ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಓವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತೈತಿ. So it is an extra burden for them. So this will happen in example before elections. So election ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅವ್ರು ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದವರ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರ, ಅವರು ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವ್ ರೈಸ್ ಟು unethical behavior of the employees. Next, reduction in the budget because of sudden war or natural calamity, example earthquake. This may lead to unsafe and unethical completing of projects. So ಇದು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಜೆಟ್, ಸೊ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬೀಳ್ತೈತ್ರಿ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಡನ್ ವಾರ್, ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನ್, ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ವಾರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ವಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಕೆಲಾಮಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ತ್ ಕ್ವೇಕ್, ವಿಪತ್ತು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ನೈಸರ್ಗಿಕ ವಿಪತ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ಕೊರೋನಾ pandemic situation is also, it is a natural calamity. So in such cases the government will be having a certain problems, so that may be having a low budget. So during such cases, so they pressurize the industry or they may not support the industry or the workers. So during such cases what the workers feel, they may feel to get the work done, or from the industry, from the manager, they feel that they are overburdened to get the work also, to get the money also, to get the support from the government. So they feel something, it is overburdened for them. So because of that they may go, it may lead to unethical behavior from the employees. Okay, so these are some reasons due to resource crunch why the employees or engineers behave unethically. And how it is resolved, you can see here. This can be solved by involving individual in all stages of development activities. So development activities in the industry andre goal setting irbodu, policies ಮಾಡೋದು irbodu. So in such activities the employees should be also involved, then they feel comfortable to work, they will not feel overburdened. So this problem what we are facing from resource crunch, so that can be resolved by involving all the employees in different stages of development of the organization. Okay, the second moral issue is opportunity. So now first let us understand what is the problem with the opportunity here. Double standards or behavior of the employers towards the employees and the public. So illi employers andre yaru, who have given the job, boss ant ನೀವು ತಗೋಬಹುದು. So when they behave in a double standards andre when they behave in two ways with the employees and the ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಅವರನ್ನು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಅನ್ಎಥಿಕಲ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ employees. Next, management projecting their own interest more than that of their employees. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಓನ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪನಿ. ತಮ್ಮ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, ತಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಡೆ ಗಮನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ, ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರೀಸನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಸೊ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅವರು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ, ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಗೋತಾರ ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ also may gives rise to unethical behavior of the employees. Next, some organizations stress short term gains. So to get short term gains ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ವೀಕ್ಲಿ 15 ಡೇಸ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ as a ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ತಮಗೆ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ all gives rise to what? It gives a pressure to the employees. Due to pressure and due to unethical behavior of the employer boss, then the employees will start behaving unethically. So this is a moral issue. And how it is resolved? How it is resolved? The above problems can be resolved through effective leadership. Effective leadership who can work confidently with the people and building cooperation, coordination and through appraisal. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆದಾಗ then there must be a one person who takes the leadership, who understands the problem of employees who are working in the industry, and that person listens to the problem, tries to work the coordination and cooperation of the employees, and that person will motivate the employees in such cases. So this problem may be solved by a proper leadership. So one person should take the leadership to resolve these problems. Okay, is this clear? Okay, the third moral issue is attitude. So attitude is concerned with what? The behavior of the employees who are working in the industries. So poor attitude of the employees set in due to the following reasons. So yawaga employees sariyagi behave madangilla, sariyagi behave madangilla yawaga, that is taken as a poor attitude because of some reasons. So they are listed here. First one, low morale of the employees because of dissatisfaction and downsizing. ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಡಿಸ್ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗಿ ದೇ ಮೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಂಗ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಲೋ ಮಾರಲ್. ಓಕೆ, absence of grievance redressal mechanism. ಸೊ ಗ್ರೀವೆನ್ಸ್ ರಿಡ್ರೆಸಲ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕುಂದು ಕೊರತೆ ನಿವಾರಣೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದೊಳಗೆ. ಕುಂದು ಕೊರತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇ ನಮ್ದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಸಮಿತಿ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಕಮಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿನೇ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೀವೆನ್ಸ್ ರಿಡ್ರೆಸಲ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿವಿ ನಾವು. It is there in our college also. So that committee is having what is the function of that should listen to the problems of the employees and try to resolve the problems of the employees. So if it is absent in the industry, in that case the employees where they should go and where they should ask for the problems. So this may also lead unethical behavior of the employees. Next, lack of promotion or career development policies or denied promotions. So yavagadru suppose employees ge promotion sigde iddaga ಅಥವಾ career development policies industry ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, if they deny the promotion for the employees, in that case they will start behaving unethically. That we call it as a poor attitude. Next, lack of transparency. So when the industry people hide some information, when they do not act as they say, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ lack of transparency ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So in that case also the employees will behave unethically. Next, absence of recognition and reward system. So suppose employees work very hard, if they get good results, in that case it should be recognized and rewarded. Suppose if the boss, manager, if they do not recognize the hard work of the employee, if they do not reward the hard work of the employee, in that case the employee may be discouraged and the dissatisfaction. Due to that, that person may start behaving unethically. Poor working environment. Suppose the working environment is not comfortable, if it is not suitable to work, that is taken as a poor. In that case also the employees may not work comfortably, so this may lead to poor attitude of the employees and it is directly affecting the company due to not cooperation of the workers because of low or poor attitude. So how this problem can be solved? So it is a moral issue. Idan hege solve madbekandre, so this is done by promoting positive attitudes among the employees. So employees dolage positive attitude build ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. How? By giving ethics training. So ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so ethical training they are giving in the industry. Ethical training ಅಂದ್ರೆ ethics ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ಮಾರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಎಥಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಥಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಎಥಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್. ಸೊ ಟು ಅ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. Okay, this tells about what are the different moral issues in the engineering field and how to resolve those moral issues. By taking necessary steps in the industries, we can resolve the moral issues. Next topic is inquiry. So inquiry, what actually it means? Inquiry means request for information, a systematic investigation of a matter, examination into facts or principles. So you might have heard about inquiry. Inquiry ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, inquiry investigation ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಲ್ಲ. So that is nothing but inquiry only. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we are going to get a request for information. We try to find certain information, or we try to investigate on a matter, or we try to examine certain facts or principles. How? By asking some questions. When, why, where, why, how, what. So by some questions we start investigating the things to get certain desirable answers about what we are investigating. So to get the answers for that, to get the solution for that, so we try to ask the questions. So that is called as a inquiry. Okay. So what are the different types of inquiry? Inquiry olaga bere bere types bartare. What are those? Let us study here. So the different types of inquiries are normative inquiries first, conceptual inquiries second one, third one factual or descriptive inquiries. So let us take one by one here. First, normative inquiry. So normally inquiry, how it is done. So usually it is desirable to have the moral approach for inquiry. So moral approach ಅಂದ್ರೆ morally ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ದ ಮಾರಲಿ the desirable questions are asked here. It is related to questioning only to get certain information. So normative inquiry ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ questions ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ. So let us look at this. So it seeks to identify and justify the morally desirable norms or standards that should guide individuals and groups. So ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು morally ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ questions ಮಾಡೋದು. So it is a desirable behavior of a engineers in a field. So to get that, some questions are asked morally. desirably. So these questions come under normative inquiry. So those examples are given here. Some questions are given. How far does the obligation of engineers to protect public safety extend in any given situation? So obligation ಅಂದ್ರೆ responsibility ರೀ. So engineers ಏನ್ responsibility ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು, in what case to protect public safety extend in any given situation. So this is one example for normative inquiry. When, if ever, should engineers be expected to blow whistle on dangerous practices of their employers? So each question in what it means so sometimes in the industry there will be wrong things going on. So suppose the boss is behaving unethically. So boss ಏನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ if it is creating a problems to the public, public are not aware of it, ಆ time ದೊಳಗೆ so we should, being the engineers ethically, we should raise the questions to the employer. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ನಡೆದೈತಿ, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as taken as a blowing whistle. So blowing whistle is raising the questions in case of unethical sequences, wrong results ಆದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ರಾಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ in the industry, that is taken as a blow whistle. So it is morally, it is acceptable. Next, whose values ought to be primary in making judgment about acceptable risks in the design for public transport system or nuclear plant? So this is another question. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. Suppose when the design for the public transport system is taken, when the design for the nuclear plant is taken, so in that case, so whose values ought to be primary, ought to be ಅಂದ್ರೆ desirable. ಸೊ ಯಾರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು when we are doing the judgment about acceptable risks in the design for the public transport system. So ನಾವು public transport system ನಾವು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ, ಈಗ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is related to train, it is related to bus. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, because it is related to risk. So ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, so it is related to risk means we should give the more importance, more value to the public, because public is mainly using these systems. So ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. So this is another question. Next, when and why is the government justified in interfering with the organization? So is it justificable for government? Sometimes it may interfere with the organizational some issues, organizational issues ಇದ್ದಾಗ, problems ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವಾಗ government interfere ಆಗಬೇಕೋ interfere ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. So that is also a questionnaire. So whether it is justified, whether it is good or bad, ಅದು ನಾವು justify ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So that is also one of the inquiry question. Next, what are the reasons on which the engineers show their obligations to the clients or public? So these are questions. So they are morally desirable to ask to get some information related to some other events. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಬೇಕಂದಾಗ, so such questions we ask to get the moral behavior from the individuals or from the group in which they are working. Okay, the second conceptual inquiry. So this is also inquiry type. In this, what is considered? What type of questions are asked? It is directed to clarify the meaning of concepts or ideas or principles that are expressed by words or by questions and statements. For example, okay, see here. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ questions, this will clear the meaning of concepts or ideas or principles. So in previous inquiry we saw, normative inquiry we asked some questions. So regarding risk, regarding safety, and then some questions we asked. So what is safety? What is risk? So ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, some words meanings ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಚುವಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಆರ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆಸ್ಕ್ for investigation, those are known as conceptual inquiries. Okay, so these are some examples given here. You can see here what is meant by safety, how it is related to risk, what is bribe, what is profession. So you'll be asking the question just to understand the meaning of those, so that it will help us for the investigation. Okay. Okay, the third inquiry is factual or descriptive inquiry. So factual andre fact related, certain data related. So illi yav riti inquiry ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so they will first take the data result or table of a certain event. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ certain facts, when it happened, where it happened, how many were involved in this, how many got the effect of it, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ effect ಆಯ್ತು, so how many lost the lives. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೇಟಾ ನಾವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಟೈಪ್, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So this assessment we will see with the example here. It is aimed to obtain facts needed for understanding and resolving the value issues. So ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ we collect certain fact data by asking some questions. The facts provide not only the reasons for moral problems but also enable us to develop alternate ways of resolving moral problems. So now data collect ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ then it will help us to resolve the problems easily. Okay, so usually it will be collection of data in a statistical way. ನೀವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕಲ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಎವರೇಜ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಡೆವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹೌ it is done by asking some questions. How were the benefits assessed? So ಏನೋ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು, by related to data they will analyze how much benefit they are getting yearly ಅಥವಾ quarterly, weekly, monthly, the benefits how they are getting, that is assessed by taking the data. What are procedures followed in risk assessment? So risk ಅವರು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ is taken and analyzed. Next, what are short term and long term effects of drinking water being polluted? It is another question. So in case of drinking water pollute ಆದಾಗ, so pollute ಆದಾಗ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಡೇಟಾ ನೀವು ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಒಂದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so it may be checked, effects are checked for short term. Short term andre for 1 month or for 6 months, short term effect. Suppose long term effects andre 1 year, after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, ಅದರ ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಅನಲೈಸಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡನ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಹೂ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್? ಸೊ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಈಗ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಒಳಗೆ. ಸೊ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕನ್. So day by day they will be doing the testing. So day wise test results are taken, and also who did that, who conducted that, that person name is also taken for analysis. So these all questions are asked and the results will be data based. So they will take the results in a data based, real facts they will consider, and they will analyze the data to get the solution for those problems. So such inquiry comes under factual or descriptive inquiry. I think it is clear for you. Okay, today let us we have studied about very important topics on variety of moral issues. In that, three types we have studied, that is resource crunch, opportunity, and attitude, and how to resolve the moral issues. Some solutions also we saw. After that, we studied inquiry. What is inquiry? What are the different types of inquiry? And what are the examples of different inquiries? So we studied with the help of examples. So I think it is clear for you. Okay, let us stop here. Take care. Bye.